everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark.
Happy Labor Day. If you are listening on Labor Day, which is a Monday, which is when we post.
It is.
Hopefully you have the day off.
Solidarity with America's working class, man. Solidarity. In all seriousness, thank a cast member the next time you go to Disney.
They're working.
They are working. It's their job. They're oftentimes underpaid for the work that they do and the things that they put up with. So be nice to them. They're not the one causing problems. Don't be mean to them. They're very nice people. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to do everything in their power to make sure you have a magical trip. So thank a cast member the next time you're there because they truly make the magic.
They truly do.
They do.
They do.
So
they're the backbone.
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day. And also happy...
Solidarity forever. Solidarity. That's like a union song.
Okay, but that sounds very, melodrama.
Whatever. Happy Labor Day, everybody.
Happy Labor Day.
Take the day off. On me.
Relax. Yeah, because we told you to. But also, happy 1 year of this podcast. Woohoo!
Celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrate. For some reason we continued to do this for a whole year. And so we're kind of proud of ourselves because if you had asked us when we recorded our first episode how long this would last, I probably would have said a month. So the fact that we're still going at it.
Mark didn't I had faith.
Sure.
This was my idea. Can I just put that out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
This was my idea from the beginning. And I approached Mark with this crazy idea with all the time.
You make it sound like
that we
live on a different planet, like you approached me.
Well, okay, you guys don't know our relationship, and I'll give you a little inside scoop. I have a lot of crazy ideas that normally get shut down. For valid reasons, but I get shut down a lot with some of my crazy ideas. So
Folks,
I didn't think he would say yes.
She's the lady with the bulletin board with all the lines connected from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, if you know what I'm talking about.
Listen, I am going on 4 years being a travel agent with Mickey Travels. And in those first 2 years, I can honestly say I don't really think I gave it my all of... Not that I didn't give it my all. Of course I gave it my all to my clients. But as far as building a brand and building a social media presence, I didn't do that to really extend past friends and family and maybe a few references from friends and family. I didn't do well at that. And I think I just didn't know how. But now I'm learning a lot. I have dug my heels in. I'm all go. I'm almost at 1,400 followers on Instagram. I'm pretty proud of it. No one has booked a trip through Instagram, though.
That you know of.
But that's okay. That I know of. Maybe it was through someone else. Maybe they found me on Instagram. I know a few of my clients have found me just through Google. That's a whole other thing for me to now focus on as far as just Google and all of that stuff. And it's a lot of work building social media things. So I have a newfound appreciation. I'm not going to say for influencers really, because I don't know how I still feel about them. But the people who have online businesses who have solely put in the work, not anonymously, but on the social platforms that they use, it's a lot of work creating all the reels, all the posts, all the engagement, and trying to find your people and put stuff out there, and working full time and being parents. I came to Mark and said, I think we should do a podcast. I don't really know where that came from. I think I just saw other people that we watch and listen to doing it. Do you agree with this? I feel like I was just, but
well, Mark's you said we should do vlogging, and I said no. There's way too many people on YouTube.
Yes,
who put their faces out there and
I was just gonna say that we
do all that junk.
I said like YouTube because we saw all these other people doing YouTube things. Well, I did at least, and I was like, we could do that. And Mark just said it was kind of saturated.
Like everybody nowadays has a podcast too, so this isn't much better. But I felt like true. For Disney, there's a lot, but there's not as much.
And I also think that, like, particularly planning trips and information, like, there's a lot on YouTube, and there's, like, if you want to see things for, like, food and you want to see the things at the parks, then that's great. But a lot of them travel alone. So you're only getting, like, tutorials of stuff with just one person. And it's really easy to get lightning lanes and reservations and stuff if you're a party of one. So having our large family always go with us, and now having a toddler, we just thought it would just benefit everybody else, and that we had a lot of information to share that is actually relatable.
For a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if you don't have kids, that's fine too. Then you party of 2 or party of 4. But
it is a family-based podcast. So. Yeah. And our demographics show that. Like, the number of 22 to 44-year-old females that listen to our pod, it's like 85%
or
of
at
our
least
listenership.
They have the female on their account.
Sure. But that's like 85%.
You could use my account, yeah.
of our listenership.
Yeah.
And, like, the other is, like, females out of that age range. And, like, 5% is male.
Predominantly female.
Although I do know that there are female listeners out there, so thank you, gentlemen, for listening to this. We hear you. We see you. You are not forgotten.
There are Disney dads.
But
we need more of them.
But predominantly, mostly, it seems like younger women, perhaps mothers, that we cannot tell, but we hope that this podcast is a way for you to convince your significant others.
Yes.
And other family members.
To go
to Disney on a regular basis, and to sound that, you know, it's fun
and doable.
Like,
there is a price tag that comes with it, you know, always, but it is doable.
And we want to make it easy for you, so that's why we started this podcast. Yeah. Long story short.
Long story. Mark didn't believe in it. I just want to throw that out there, but here we are.
Not that I didn't believe in it. I just didn't think that we were going to sustain it for an entire year, and now I almost feel obligated to continue because we made it.
I'm going to, like, rephrase your quote to correct it and say that he didn't think that Rachel, would keep up with it this long. Because I feel like it's usually me who, like, gives up on it.
No, I just didn't think
you did tell me, though. You did tell me. You were like, listen, you're going to have to do all the editing and the social media, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? He does all of the editing now.
I do all the editing.
So, not at first. I taught you how to do it.
You taught me how to do it, but now I do all the editing.
Yes, you do all the editing.
You do social media
So
stuff.
if it's bad, blame Mark.
Thanks. It's perfect, actually. And I'm sure everybody out there thinks it's perfect.
It is perfect. You do
for the most part.
Job.
Sometimes I do it while I'm half asleep, so I fear that, like, I know a few times I've fallen asleep literally while editing because it's 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I want to just go to bed. But anyways.
But again, I guess we just want to say
this is what happens when you're not professional. We don't do this for a living,
that's what
folks.
I was going to say. This is not...
We do this for fun.
This is as professional as we can make it. And hopefully someday we can. If you follow us on social media, you know that we're in the middle of building a house. We are a few steps closer now, which is really, really exciting. So hopefully by next spring, we'll have a new space, potentially an office, and not be in a basement. Maybe a video.
I don't know.
I know.
I'm not sold on the video.
Just keep saying that.
Then I actually have to wear nice clothes and, like, put on makeup and, like, the lighting and, like,
You just put on a Mickey shirt.
I don't have that many Mickey shirts. It's gonna get old, and then people are gonna be like, "You wear the same shirt all the time."
I don't think people care that much.
Are you kidding me? Have you looked on the internet?
Yeah, but
People care about everything.
that's not
people care
our
about the things that
audience.
they shouldn't.
Yeah, but that's not our people.
Whatever. I'm just saying.
It's not.
I think I am very proud of us that we continue this for a
I am
full
too.
year. And I hope that we'll continue it into the future. I'm going to be real with you. It's been a struggle sometimes. Sometimes it's been late at night and we were like, it's a Sunday night and we really need to record because we haven't done the work that we should do to make our lives easier and pre-record a whole bunch of these. Sometimes we do that. Most of the times we don't. And so we end up on a Sunday night after we put our son to bed
Like right now.
trying to
Here
do
we
these
are.
before. You don't need to give that away.
Well, I'm just saying. Give you a
I'm
little
just
dose
saying.
of reality here, people.
I'm just saying that we do it because people are actually listening, and we
Yeah.
do see that. Not a ton.
Yeah. Like, we're
Like-
not making money from this. So
No.
don't think when you listen that we're making money from
Currently, no. Unless one of you reaches out to Rachel and books a trip, that would be the
Then,
only way that
yes.
we make money through this. But at this point,
this. At this point.
maybe that'll change in the future.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm not holding my breath. But we
Yeah,
literally do
but
this for fun.
I think that, you
And we-
know, consistency is key.
Yes. And we do
It
it as
is.
a resource for folks. So that way, especially for clients and
Yeah.
stuff, you don't have to listen to the whole thing.
To repeat myself a lot.
But we
It's a lot
have
of
been able
frequently
to
asked
point
questions,
people
yeah.
to certain episodes
Yep.
and like listen to this episode. We have a lot of
Yeah,
so it's
a
been
lot
very
of lightning lane questions, a lot of rope dropping questions, kind of strategy, those kind of things. And I think what makes us different is like, and then again, this is just my opinion, and like whatever you listen to or watch on YouTube is great. I mean, everyone is great that, you know, we watch, but like I just think we come from a more relatable place. Like we're also not gonna like swoon over that everything Disney does is great.
yeah. And listen, like there's no like character tropes or anything like that. Like this is not like this literally is how we are.
Yeah.
Like we're not like putting on a show for you and being like, oh, for the show I'm gonna be a miserable person and always complain about things and
No, my complaints
go
a
on
lot.
rants. This is me. This is how I am all the time.
I mean, I try to be bubbly.
And like this is the conversation. These are the conversations that we have in the car
Yeah.
all the time. So that's why we started this, because we were like, we might as well record
Yeah.
our conversations.
And I also
because
think
they're
that
good
like a lot of other places, like, I don't know, maybe assume you know everything. So I feel like this, you know, we try to speak to everybody, whether you know nothing or whether you are a seasoned Disney goer like us in our family. I have sent a mark, and you can let us know if you want more of this. I think adding in some of the drama and maybe some of the rumors and other things stirring that people talk about all the time, and we also talk about.
I
Like,
don't
hey,
agree.
I'll bring up something.
I don't agree with the drama. I don't like drama.
Oh. Did you hear that they evacuated Magic Kingdom?
Don't get me started on this. I was gonna look up a dad joke. You know what? I am absolutely sick of.
What was it?
There was a fight
Okay, that's what
inside
I
of a
thought.
store, and a balloon popped, and people thought that it was a shot from a weapon, and so panic ensued. People were evacuated from the Emporium. Kids were crying, like not good at all.
Like,
And
you
this
literally
is what
just
I'm gonna
ruined and
say.
scarred kids in the most magical place on earth.
This is what I'm
How
gonna
do you
say.
feel about yourself?
People stink.
Yes.
Not what I was gonna say, but it's a family podcast.
but they do.
People stink, and if you cannot act like a civilized human being in Disney World, then leave. Get out. I don't want to sound.
I assume that most of this, I don't know anything. I didn't really read into it because there's going to be all kinds of things. There was an active shooter thing. There was blah, 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 blah. I was like, let everything calm down before, you know, like, let's actually figure out what happened. But I lost my train of thought. This is real. This is who I am. I lost my train of thought.
She loses her train of thought all the time.
I don't know. I just,
Can I get back on my rant?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Especially since COVID, I don't know what happened. I don't know if we shut down the world and people were cooped up in their houses for so long that they forgot how to function as human beings in a world with other human beings. But the number
I feel like this was a struggle beforehand, but I don't think it helped.
The number of incidents has increased
No, it has.
dramatically.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot more incidents happening in Disney parks and in other places across the country. People have forgotten how to be decent human beings. And if you cannot, A, be considerate of other people, B, when a jackwagon does something stupid,
keep your cool.
And not just keep your cool, and also acting like a jackwagon and being an idiot.
Not cool.
In Walt Disney World.
Just not cool.
Like, most of the time, it's families fighting each other.
Yeah, it's not like random, like strangers.
Like, take that.
Altercation.
I don't want this to sound, because it may come across like, you don't like it, get out. Like, I'm not trying to be like that. But you know what? If you can't behave, find somewhere else to go. Because I'm sick of it. This is people's happy place.
Yeah.
Let people be happy in this place without having to worry about you, whatever you are, rolling around in the streets of Magic Kingdom because somebody did something like, stop.
And it's probably not that deep. Like, whatever it is. It's probably not that big of a deal. So let's all just calm down. But yeah, so if you did hear anything like that, I do know that, having clients down there that they weren't in Magic Kingdom at the time, but, word travels fast. So it is also my job, to be there for my clients if anything does happen like that. And, that ruins, I don't want to say ruins, but it definitely throws a monkey wrench into people's night that they were having. Like this is someone else's.
It ruins because people can't be civilized because people are idiots. It ruins everybody else's experience.
Sorry, I'm nervous giggling because Mark's
I can't.
I know.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Well, luckily, there was no.
Just be a courteous person. Just be a courteous human being.
Time and place.
The whole world now is so adversarial and is so. Blah, 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 blah. My opinion's the only one that matters. Blah. You're wrong. Blah. Like, you know what, everybody? Just shut up and stay in your dang lane. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways.
Oh, dad joke time?
Dad joke time because I'm upset.
Let's lighten the mood here.
What do you get if you rearrange the letters of postman?
Postman?
A really ticked off postman.
Oh.
And you have a really ticked off Mark now that you brought that up.
Stop.
Anyways. That's enough of that because I don't want to be angry anymore.
I know. And that's more of an emotional one. But like some of like the, dramas and rumors of like maybe now Tom Sawyer's Island is not getting destroyed.
No, it's getting destroyed. As it should.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
Goodbye.
That could be
You know what?
A way.
That too. Since I'm on the thing of things that aggravate me, you know what? These people who complain that Disney does nothing, and they're like, well, they haven't done anything. They're not adding more rides. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. They're not doing this. And then they come out with these huge announcements of all this stuff they're going to do. And all they can say is, don't take away a little thing that nobody ever goes to anyways, because I like the view. Like, what do you want? What do you want?
It's actually funny because there's been a few comments on my social media as far as like interesting video backdrop for this since they're getting rid of this view and all of this stuff. And I'm like, first of all, I posted this way back before the summer started and you're just seeing it on your feed now. So this was before any announcements. It was just a random video. I didn't really put that much thought into it. But
Those
don't really
people,
think we should be
those
upset
people,
about it.
you show me the receipts of how often you go out
Yeah.
to Tom
No,
Sawyer's
never.
Island.
You
show
how
me
many
the
times have
receipts.
we been to Disney? Me and you.
I don't know. A lot.
I've stepped foot on that island one time.
Yes.
And it was solely because
And probably close to 20 trips once.
and only because I had never been there and I wanted to say that I had been to like every attraction.
I get the nostalgia thing. I get it. It's a Walt thing. I get it.
The only
folks.
thing that I personally, even though I don't go on it, is like the Liberty Bell is really pretty over there, and I think it goes really well with the theming over
It
there.
is. They haven't said that they're completely like dumping it though,
No, I
and
know.
that it's going away. Like, wait and see what happens.
And then people are kind of like, well,
All these
Cars
people are so
isn't-
reactionary.
Isn't like back in time in history, but then people argue that like, yeah, but it's still like frontier, like you still have to come back to the modern era. It's not like just colonial frontier or like whatever they called it. What did they call it when they went out west? You know,
The Wild West.
no, the term for it, like
Manifest Destiny.
yeah, maybe like the expansion, like the West is where the future is and stuff. Like that's kind of what, you know, the mining and all of that stuff. That's how it feels like Boomtown, but like it's time to like bring something else to it, you know. Like,
But it doesn't even totally feel like that.
Really?
I would argue, too, that Splash Mountain, in its original iteration, didn't really fit. The Song
Yeah.
of the South is a movie
Yeah.
that Splash Mountain was based upon, the
Yeah.
Briar Rabbit story. Hello, Song of the South.
not West,
Frontierland is
not
the
the frontier.
West. So all these people who are like, oh, that doesn't fit, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I would argue, in fact, and don't get me wrong, don't throw
You-
Rotten
you
Tomatoes.
don't think that-
Splash Mountain was my favorite ride.
Yeah, I know.
Favorite ride in Walt Disney World. But I'm going to say it.
It's been taken.
I'm going to say it, though. I'm going to say it. I think that Cars rides, which does, in fact, happen, the movie, at least the first movie, and a lot of the second,
Yeah.
like Radiator Springs, all that stuff is based in the West. And
You really
I
don't
tend to think that that is a better fit in Frontierland
Well, Tiana
than
doesn't really
a
fit
movie
either.
that's based on Song of the South.
Okay, but you don't think that stretch of Frontierland from Liberty Square, where there was the arcade,
Yep, and
there
you'd
was
walk
Kinko's
right
Bills-
by Splash Mountain.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying that doesn't give you like Boomtown West, mining town feel.
It's a West feel.
Okay.
It does.
Oh, okay.
What's your point?
Because you were like, no, I don't think it gives that. Before when I
I
said
didn't
like,
say that.
rewind, I have receipts. Sorry, maybe I just interpreted it wrong.
All I'm
That's
saying.
how it was. But anyway, I meant
is
like
that-
old back in time. It does kind of have that feel. And I don't know why this just popped into my head. Remember when there was McDonald's French fries over in Frontierland?
Yes.
That was good. Also, do you remember? All right, imagine this. You're walking into Frontierland from Liberty Square. You're going down that whole thing by the water that everyone's upset about. You
Rivers of
turn.
America.
You turn to the left where you see Splash Mountain by Tiana's Splash Mountain. You go to the left. There is a I don't want to say a cart because it's not a cart. It's like a little building. There was a little building there that had like quick service things. And there was a chicken sandwich there. Do you remember this?
No.
There was a chicken sandwich across from like going near Pirates. I want to point it out to you the next time we go there. Because the building is still there, but I just don't think they have it open. Or maybe they're selling something else. But there used to be like a chicken sandwich there that was so good. It was like a spicy chicken sandwich, and it was really good.
Thank you for that.
Anyways.
We are so off track. Anyways, So we were going to talk about like where we're going to go in the next year with this podcast, and I think you should expect a lot of similar things. Hopefully we'll be able to do maybe some new episodes too about other Disney locations that are other than Walt Disney World. Maybe we'll do another Aulani. Those 2 episodes that we did were hits, so maybe we could do other podcasts on our experiences there. We may even bring in a few special guests in the upcoming year for a few episodes to get some other perspectives on the podcast. And I think you should expect some of the things that we've been doing, tips and tricks. We will definitely be doing a new Lightning Lane.
Yeah. A new update now that it's started, and we both have done it. It's pretty easy. I know that we just did an episode about it, but are we saying it?
No, not yet. So we'll definitely do a new Lightning Lane episode, like how to use Lightning Lanes and maximize it. I know a few of you have brought up the fact that we said that we would do a how to beat the Disney dining plan.
Yes.
We will do one of those episodes soon, I promise. We will do one of those episodes soon. We also had a few requests for things that are more history oriented, which I always love, but maybe like old rides that got repurposed or things that are no longer in Disney World since all these changes are coming. So it wouldn't be a normal episode for us, but maybe some of that stuff. And of course, we'll continue our series of must do with different age groups. So we've done must do with a toddler and must do with a preschooler. We'll continue that series with your older generations.
Yeah. We also talked about our personal trip, traveling when he was just an infant. Wasn't full toddler yet. He was just about 10 months old. So we also did that as well.
And our normal tips and tricks episodes, we'll definitely continue to do those for you. So we'll continue a lot of the things that we've been doing. Restaurant reviews, probably. Maybe we'll bring a few of those back. Maybe we'll do a few more resort reviews in the upcoming year. So
I feel like doing, instead of like a review for food, I feel like we should like compare 2 things that are like similar. Like a this or that. Restaurant
we did used
showdown.
to do this or that.
But like that could be like a whole episode.
Could be. Could be.
Just saying.
Yeah. We don't do the this or that anymore, but we did do that for our first few episodes. So we could bring the this or that segment back if you really wanted it back.
Yeah.
Nobody complained that we stopped doing it, though, so I'm assuming that people didn't really care. Anyways.
No, but I'm saying, like, instead of focusing on one, like, kind of focus on both and why you would pick one over the other.
And, of course, if you have any ideas, you definitely want to send us an email at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com and let us know what you'd be interested in hearing in the next year of this podcast.
Woohoo!
As our son likes to say, go ahead.
Woohoo!
Just like that. He'll throw his arms in the air and go, woohoo! So, we love
funny.
that. No,
Don't worry, he'll be on here.
He keeps us
someday.
Laughing. But anyways, we have a lot of that coming up.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to still cover.
There may be another series of episodes coming in the near future. On a certain theme.
What?
And I could not imagine what that theme would be.
Don't know.
Do we have something...
I'm afraid to say anything because I don't know when you want me to say things.
Do we have something to tell all of our friends who listen to this podcast? Do we have a big announcement that we've been hinting at for the last few weeks and haven't told anybody yet? Have we been building up the suspense this entire episode and for the last few weeks to this point to tell them what we have to tell them about exciting news that's coming their way and exciting new episodes that are going to happen soon?
Like
Cusco?
The poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. Yes.
What new exciting information do we have to tell them about what we're doing?
Oh my God, let me say it.
This year. Well, not technically this year, but technically
In
next
this
year. But
of
within
the podcast,
within this next year of the podcast, we do have something exciting to tell you that we are going to do.
Mark, shush. We are going to Disney World again. That is a ridiculous sound.
Yay! We're going to Disney World. We're going to Disney World. We're going to Disney
everyone put
World.
on your shocked faces. No way are we going to Disney World again. But we are. We are going in March into early April of 2025. So, brand new hands-on stuff happening there. Brand new experience for us with our son being in full toddler mode.
We're going
Craziness.
with a 2.5-year-old, folks. 2.5.
It is going to be something.
I can't wait.
It's going to be amazing.
It is.
He is going to be much more aware. I mean, he already...
knows characters. And
Yeah,
reacts
I just
to
feel like
them
he...
and-
I mean, obviously, he didn't get it, fully the last time, but now he is just he's amazed when I put butter in the mac and cheese. He's like, wow. So, I mean, come on. Just think of what his little mind is going to just when he sees Mickey.
Well, and he knows Mickey, Donald, Goofy,
Minnie
Mimi.
Is Minnie right now. And just Duck for Donald. Just Duck.
Just Duck.
Duck. Where? Sorry, that was really terrible.
That was a dad joke if I ever heard one. And you get mad at me.
Well, he just yells it sometimes, so you're just kind of like, what? Anyways.
We're very excited. We are staying at Disney's Boardwalk, Disney's Beach Club.
Again.
All
right. We can talk about this in our next episode, I think, but there was a whole process of trying to pick a resort for us, which I feel like many of you do also when you're trying to pick where you're going. This wasn't our first choice because we've already been there. So we did want to stay somewhere where we hadn't
We've already been there. We've only been there a dozen of times.
That's what I mean. We always... I'm sorry. Oh. I'm sorry, Mr. Perfect! We have stayed there literally almost every time. So, I was like, we should stay somewhere new. The new Polynesian Tower is opening. We've never stayed at the Contemporary. Our son is going to want to be in Magic Kingdom probably all the time. We thought about monorail loops. If you do have DVC, you know that it can get expensive with points. For the amount of us going and including some of my family that is going, it got a little pricey with the points. So we kind of had to strategize.
We will do an episode on picking a hotel.
Yeah.
With Disney Vacation Club and why we made the choice that we made this trip.
There was a reason. I mean, I'm not thrilled about it.
Well, and there's a possibility that we can move still.
Could maybe do it. But the pool is under renovation. Also, for anybody traveling in that time to the beach club, it won't be open. Stormalong Bay. Another reason why it's a little disappointing that we're staying there.
It's March.
But it is March, I know.
And I don't think it's not pool.
No,
pool
it's not going to be terrible. Anyways.
I think it's a good choice, but there is a possibility that we may change that choice.
Yeah, it depends. Anyways, there's a lot that goes into it.
And so, more importantly, without getting into what we're going to talk about in the next episode, so that we can have a next episode.
Should I leave?
You should see the death stare I'm getting right now.
I know. I like to get ahead of myself. Sorry.
we will do a series of episodes over the next few months that walk you through our planning process. So we'll take you with us as we make our choices of things like, where do we want to eat? Where are we getting our dining reservations?
Yep.
Why are we strategizing doing certain dining things at certain times? What we're doing for park options, when we're going to go to certain parks, when we do lightning lane selections, when and why we're making those choices. So we'll walk you through each one of the major steps in our preparation process, and we'll get you there.
Yeah. It also gives you an inside look, too, of, like, just what... I mean, Mark does help me a lot with my clients and stuff, and I definitely use his brain to help me with some of these things, because it's nice to bounce ideas off of somebody else. But it just gives you exactly what, you know, I or we can help you with when planning a vacation. There's a lot that goes into it. Personal experience, obviously, but it's insider knowledge and really trying to perfect it for you, that it's not going to be perfect, but really trying to get everything that you want out of it. So we'll tell you where our goal is, and this is how we're going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll do recap episodes and all that after that. And we'll see, maybe...
And everything will probably change. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe we'll do some kind of episode from Disney World. That could be fun. So we'll see what happens.
Maybe we should just go live.
Could possibly go live.
We could go live.
We'll
you
see what
never know.
happens.
We're feeling crazy this year. We're basically influencers. I'm just kidding.
Don't ever
we
call
are the
me an
furthest
influencer
thing
again.
from influencers. Furthest thing. Yeah. So I'm excited for this new year, and I'm happy that we've gotten this far, and I'm happy that, you know, for the followers we have. We don't have a lot of them, but the ones we do have, it's like a little family. You know?
Sure.
We would like to get more, though, so tell your family and friends. I mean, we love you, but we would want more of you. You know?
Yeah, you can definitely share
The
with folks.
more the merrier.
And, you know, tell people if you think that this is a good resource that, you know, they should follow and do all that stuff that you do in podcast apps and all that. We don't usually, you know, push that too often, but it does help the podcast when you do things like that, and it does help when you listen.
Does.
And we are grateful to each and every one of you for being a part of this with us, because if nobody listened to this, we would have stopped this a long time ago.
Yeah.
So we are grateful that each and every one of you think that this is worth your time in a world increasingly where it's tough to find time to do anything.
This is
you
true.
take 30 or so minutes out of your week, whether it's on your morning run, you're at the gym, you're driving to work, you're
Or
driving
sitting in your
home from
hotel
work.
room. That was really cool this past year.
Yeah.
You can do the Hey Disney thing, and we can talk to you while you're at Disney.
It's true.
So that's really cool.
So we appreciate all of you for your support and for listening, and we look forward to continuing this experience with you into the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, folks, as always, follow us on our social media accounts. Send us an email at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com. If you're interested in booking your next Disney World trip, send Rachel an email at rmello@mickeystravels.com. And remember, folks, it all starts with a wish. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.